Hey Ron, can you see that channel now lit up? Check. You see that channel lit up now where we're just looking at where it says gain? Yeah. Okay, so when you're setting up a new mic, and you've got your speakers are right behind you here, right? So if you turn your gain up to everybody's voice, like Brandon's going to be lower or louder than me, you're going to have to adjust that every time you have a new speaker, or if they move up or back or whatever. So if you wanted to have more gain for his voice, you can do that by turning that knob. But there should be an indicator light on that board somewhere that blinks whenever you've got feedback. You leave the volume on that down is off, completely off while you're testing your gains. You got that? So this is your gain. This is your gain right here. So I can go up more, right? Let's just go to. I'm gonna go up. You got feedback there. That's just from the mic being on. Okay. Now if I were in there and I give it, if I go right here, it's right below where the feedback was at, and I talk, it's probably going to give you feedback now because my voice is pushing the talk.
Use this right here.
Well, you need to figure to test that.
Oh.
That's why you got feedback the other day, because you tested it in here, then you went in there and the speaker gave you volume and gave you feedback.
Brian, why is this test? Yeah, this one's on, this mic's on. So we're bringing this.
Yeah, you're going to get feedback. Because the speaker's where your feedback comes from this feedback into the mic. But see how loud it is now? You've got the gain set up, but you hear just a little bit of crackling in the speakers. So what you want to do there, Ron, is you hear the feedback? You hear it on the mixer now, right? So you can crank it down to where you don't hear the feedback anymore. Now you can control that slider. Take that slider on that channel that you have selected and pull it all the way down. You got that? The input side on the left, the slider at the bottom. There you go. So now you're cutting your volume all the way off. This is how you control your volumes if you want mic to be higher and one be lower. Like if you had somebody who was singing a lead and you had someone that was singing backup. See, now you got too much there, so you can bring the gain down. You got that? No, don't set the volume all the way up. Leave it at 0, and you should be able to see there's a knob on there. And you just get the person to sing, talk, test, whatever you want to do. Brandon, if you want to talk, I'll show you more first. I'll show you talk. You always want to test it wherever the mic's going to be. Always.
Where the mic's going to be. Okay, yeah. So, all right, so can y'all hear me now? So you got, can you hear me now? Is that doing anything? All right. So so you're setting the gain and the volume. The weather sure is pretty out there. Did you get up my computer, Chip? All right, good deal. You got it fixed yet? I don't know what's taking you so long. Keep talking? All right, wow, that's way too loud. Y'all need to fix that volume. That ain't gonna work right there. Gain. What kind of car do you have, Chip? I can't hear anything now. You're really low. Keep talking. All right, how long is it gonna take you to fix that, that red line report for Neil? He was really wanting that done so he could get it turned in, so Jackie could complain about something, so. That,
How does that
Right.
sound recorded today? How weird.
how does that what?
That's good.
But when you're from up here, it's kind of like you're almost inside of a barrel. It's too, I don't know if it's too loud or too, like right here, it's almost got an echo to it. Just like you're kind of in a barrel. You're up inside of a metal building. That's better right there. Can y'all hear me there, Ryan, back there? That sounds good to me. It don't sound, it's not like I hear myself in the speakers now. It's like, yeah, I'm talking the way I would normally be talking right there. And I don't hear myself coming through the speakers at all.
Now what I did
But-
then,
Right there.
is you're talking about your left channels and your right channel. That main one you
Yeah.
said earlier, I think you said backwards what it really does. What the main volume does is it does everything. This is what makes it all everything. That's right. Then what you do when you go mix and you use a lot individually. This is that's everything. This is individual parts. So that's what you do.
see, we had this volume right here down. No. Yeah, see, normally I've got this jacked all the way up and that jacked all the way up, trying to get as much volume as I can, and it's still not. But see, this was pulled down. Right. You gotta get more gain, otherwise you're gonna have to jack your volume up.
Is that working now? Yeah, so you're getting sound through that
Mm-hmm.
right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can go in there and then we'll adjust the gain.
Adjust that gain. So Chip, that feedback that we were getting Sunday was not because there was too many mics up here. That was just feedback in the speakers from this particular mic through the gain.
That's right.
Okay, so now if you get that adjusted out, like right now it's not doing it. And Ryan, make sure all these other speakers are unmuted maybe, just to be sure we're not getting any feedback from them. Because we want to make sure it's going to be the same scenario as what we would have. So if we unmute all these other mics, of course I guess to set everything up correctly, we probably need to unmute that, or mute that podium mic, unless I turn away from it and talk. Right now, getting a lot of feedback through the speakers, but I'm turned away from the podium. That's bad. It's terrible. So you're adjusting that by adjusting the gain, is that correct? That's good, okay. So if you adjusting that by adjusting the gain, you're turning the gain down to get rid of the squealing. Right now, it sounds kind of like we did before, like I'm in a barrel. Got a lot of noise. I can hear a lot of the noise coming out of the speakers, so need to come down just a little bit with that. Sounds like we're in a barrel still. If you're turning it down any, that's a little bit better. It still sounds like I'm in a barrel just a little bit. That's not bad, but I can hear myself through the speakers right there. I don't know if it could be turned down a little bit and you still hear in the other parts of the church, but that's decent right there. Getting no feedback. We just needed you, Chip. You might have to come up here and adjust this thing out for us on Sunday. You might have to attend the sermon up here. You might have to hire a new sound guy. That's got a little bit too much noise to me, though, in the speakers, or they're too loud, or too much gain or something. That's not bad there, but yeah, that's coming through the speakers. I can hear myself very well through the speakers. Maybe too loud, I don't know. But that's pretty good. Yeah, well, it appears to be kind of loud with where I am right now. You get a lot of people in here, though, and that's going to absorb a lot of the sound, probably take a lot of the echo out. But it's pretty loud right now the way it is. It's got a lot of still sound, it's kind of like you're inside of a barrel almost. Echoing pretty good. That's not bad at all right there. That's good right there. If that's loud enough in the back of the church. Maybe it is. It should be. I don't know. Can you hear back there now? That's plenty loud. It's plenty loud up here. And I can tell that it's coming through the speakers, but it's not so bad to where we have an echo or anything. Too bad to me anyway. So it needs to be where you can barely hear yourself, I think, so that you know that it's working. But if it could be turned down a little bit, it would help slightly. It's just a little bit loud. Not getting any feedback through it, not getting any high-pitched sound, so it's pretty good. What does that sound like back there, Chip? Sounds good. Okay. Is the podium mic muted or unmuted, Ryan? Is the podium mic muted or unmuted? Well, that's good. That way, And if you was holding a meeting and you was using both mics, you can leave the podium mic, or if you need to turn the podium mic on, somebody's sitting down here, you turn the podium mic on. Do what?
So now it should be picking up mine as well.
That's correct, yeah, and
What
pick
kind
up.
of mic is that?
The mic itself or this right here? It's Technical Pro. I guess that's I was getting a little bit of feedback there for a minute.
I just heard that.
Put your head down here. See that?
Oh yeah, if I'm putting her,
You know, if he looks down at me, you don't want that to start.
right, yeah. Of course, I have this up higher than probably where he'll have it. He'll probably keep it more down on
Another
his
thing
shirt.
you can do too is when you're setting the gains on a mic, is put your hand over the mic. And if you get feedback there, you're going to get it when your body gets close to it, when you move down like this a little bit.
Right, yeah. So if I put, not really hearing, there's a little bit of,
So you could turn the gain down on that one a little. That's right. That's good. That's good.
all right, yeah, I got it, I've got my hand over it right now. I just
That's
got
not
my
bad
hands
for
off
his
now.
hand being over it.
Yeah,
And your voice is still about the same as mine. So now, Ryan, bring the master volume up. That's right.
the master on the right-hand side.
Because you're saying there's somebody in the congregation who cannot hear now. We've got our line levels set on each individual line, so we don't want to touch that because your volumes are right there. But
You don't want to touch what?
you never want to. If you've got your line, the individual lines, and they're set, the volume is right where
Right.
you want them to be, and it's not loud enough in the back, or if it's too loud, you turn it up and down on the main. Don't adjust the one channel unless I'm louder than I should be. Then you bring that channel down, the
Right.
volume. If your gain's right, just adjust your volume. Don't ever mess with your gain. Once you get it where you want it to be, you should never have to adjust your gains in here.
Right, but
'Cause
your
you're not
gain
gonna
is
move.
just with the little knob you're talking about.
That's right.
The fader, you're saying
That
that,
adjusts your line level. which
right,
is
your line
volume
level
fade. That's
on
right.
that line. But you're saying don't do that unless you need the overall build is too high or too low.
That's right.
You're saying if you have somebody that can't hear and you just want to turn it up some
Right.
and it be too loud for everybody else, you do that with the main?
The main, yeah. If you want your overall volume, me and you were singing together.
Yeah,
And our lines, we sound about right. Your volume matches mine, or if it's lower than mine, that's where you wanted it to be.
right,
Then you want to bring the volume for the whole congregation up. So turn the master up, Ryan. Somebody in the back can't
Right.
hear. So you turn the main volume up, and all your volume comes up on all channels.
right, I got that. So yeah, if you got a quartet there and you had 4 speakers,
Yep.
you had the line set on all 4 of them the way you wanted them.
Right.
If you wanted to raise the volume, you wouldn't adjust the 4 volumes up. You would adjust the main up so that all 4 come up or down together.
That's right.
Right, that
And
makes
the way
sense.
those buses are designed, you can have a bus for what it's typically used for is for vocalists. So if you have 4 vocalists, you want to set your vocal mics for
Right,
4 people in a group.
Yeah.
Then one guy is going to be louder than the other. They're using the same mic, but this one guy might be louder than the other. So you're going to turn his gain down
right,
because he speaks louder, he sings louder, and you want him to be about the same as everyone else. So you adjust the gain back, and then you adjust everybody else individually. So you adjust one mic at a time until you get it to the level you want it to be. Then you can adjust their master volumes up and down to get them there. So
Right.
that would be the better way
but
of doing
especially for what we're doing right now is the main thing is we have the podium mic or this mic, and we get those set where we want them with the main set at where we want it to be set, because once we get it set, we shouldn't have to adjust it a whole
Right.
lot. So that way, every Sunday or whatever, you come in, you can put that main right back to where you know it should be, and everything should stay the same.
Well, you never really have to adjust it because
When you
once
cut it
get
off, it goes down automatically.
when you cut it back on, it should come back to where it was at.
I thought it used to too, and when Ryan, it didn't, but it used to come back on. I thought too. Ryan and them told me it didn't, but I thought the same thing. It should come right back to where it was.
Yeah. See, the sound of this mic is what I want to look at again in a second, adjusting the EQ. This one sounds, and it might be the mic, but this mic sounds a lot better than that mic does at this point.
It probably does, yeah. One thing I'm seeing here, like right now, we get a lot of popping and stuff in that. Or I say a lot, not a lot, but maybe 2 or 3 turns, and it seems to be air related or something. It'll just pop. But you're talking up close to it, back away from it.
You can do whatever you want to. If you get real close, it's cool.
And you're not getting anything. But there's other times, and there's one person that come up there and talk, and every other word, it's popping. All right, so what's causing that?
Well, the main thing is you want to teach whoever is going to be using it to maintain the same distance. Because if I'm going to be here, you're going to set it up for me here.
That's right.
And if I'm going to be here, you want to set it up there because it's going to be louder, but you're going to hear more of my pop and my voice all the time.
Yeah.
So right here is more of a comfortable place where you won't hear that popping.
Right.
So with a podium mic, you have to give it a little bit more gain, but yet not enough to where it feeds back in your speaker.
Right.
But, that should get you a lot better sound. Ron, are you playing that back on YouTube yet? Were you streaming that? Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see what that sounds like with that mic, because that mic, we need to adjust the EQ on that somehow to get the lows to come through a little bit more because it's got too much highs.
Sometimes I'm still hearing, just standing right here, I can still hear it occasionally, very slight.
I just heard it just a second, just a while ago too. Right when you walked in, I barely heard it.
You heard what? What was it?
A little bit of a whine, like feedback coming through. But I guess
I didn't hear
this
it, but
yeah, it was.
Was it when I did this here?
No, it was right when he walked through the door. I barely heard it, and I had this in my hand. I don't know if I. You're
good. See, that's just your receiver, so that's
nothing.
This is where you turn around that way. That's your mic, so that's where your feedback will come from. Will be right there. But see, you're never gonna have your hand.
You ain't gonna do that. Huh?
Yeah, but if you were to put it over it and you just got it right there and it started feeding back, you're gonna want to turn that gain back. What's that volume on that one?
What?
Yeah.
And what about now? That might be. Well,
it's gonna definitely change it.
Yeah, I know. But how does that sound? Does that get any feedback? But I'm thinking that's probably about where he would wear it, right above his coat. Tiny coat, so that's not bad there.
You can probably still bring that level up.
From here, it doesn't sound, it sounds good to me. I can tell that it's coming through the speakers, but it doesn't sound like it's echoing or anything real bad to me there. Of course, if I'm up here talking and we might want to mute that mic to be sure of what we're getting, because that's picking up some stuff. So. That's right, yeah. So mute that mic, Ryan, and let's see what it's doing. Mute this one that they got back here on the organ too, because it'll pick up a little bit, but just so mute both of those. Now, what does that sound like? Sounds like to me it might be definitely a little bit lower, but I don't know. It's too low. So,
unless you get real close to it.
Right. You talking about this one, the podium mic? Something picks up everything.
Yeah, this will.
I know. I mean, it picks up somebody coughing in the back of the room. It picks up the door shutting. It picks up people walking down the floor. And that's what I would love to be able to cut a lot of that out somehow. And I don't know how to do that. I don't know if a wind cover over this mic would help that, or you shouldn't do that, or.
I would just mute it whenever you're not using it.
Right.
About in a window right here.
Yes, we do. We need that desperately bad. We almost need, yeah, we need we need a window. We need something because you need to be able to. You can hear what's going on and you can see what's going on if there's a problem. Something we're going to have to do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, because you can't hear anything. Yeah, and see, Chip, the doors are open right now. Most time during the service, those doors right there are shut. And so it's very difficult to hear anything. And sometimes we'll have to shut that door where you're standing right there too, because people may be coming in and out. We don't have a daycare. You don't have a place for anybody to go. So if somebody's got a kid, they'll allow them to go stand right back there for a minute to take care of them or do something. See through there. Okay, yeah. Ryan, how does that sound? Is that still sounding good back there? Go in these back corners over here on each corner, because that's where we've had the most not being able to hear is these back corners. And let's see what they're doing. Are you listening to that through the stream right now? Is that coming through okay? Oh, that's good. Not crazy too loud. Not getting a lot of background noise and feedback and that kind of stuff in there either. Well, that's good. I hope I'm not talking too loud. I don't think I am. I'm trying not to talk loud, but it seems to be a little bit loud up here, but I think that's what we need. It'd be better for it to be a little bit too loud. I'd rather have somebody complaining about it being too loud and not too low. So if we get everybody in here though, that people are going to tone that down. It's going to absorb it. It's going to take a lot of the echo out as well. So I say we don't turn it down unless we need to, unless Dad thinks it's too loud. The echo that he hears in it is a little, messes him up, or if anybody in the congregation thinks it's too loud. But I don't believe they will. It'd have to get pretty loud for you to hear anybody complaining about that, I think. So, and there's definitely no squealing or anything right now. And I'm gonna walk around a little bit and just be sure. We don't ever do that, but just like if there's a meeting and Dad has his mic on, he will get up and down, sit down sometimes, and let someone else get up and talk, and just make sure it's not causing too many problems. But it doesn't appear to be. It's not, even walking around, it's not getting a lot of feedback in. There would be no need to get near this mic over here, but I'm going to turn it on and just make sure that, and the organ mic's not on either, is it?
I'll cut it off.
I'm going to cut it on just to be sure there's no, I'm talking about you had it muted, but I didn't even have it on, so it wasn't. Well, it's on right now. Of course, there's not a light on this thing. The light doesn't have to come on, does it, Ryan? When it's on, one of those back there that got a good battery in it, when you turn it on, does the light stay on the mic? Because they're not on. I don't think they do they? Sorry. I've got all the mics on. Nothing's happening. You walk around anywhere you want to. Don't get any feedback. So even walk around, move around, bouncing, all that sounds good. Not getting any crazy noises. Mute this mic and turn the podium mic on, Ryan. Let me talk there and see how that sounds and what that's like. If you got the wearable mic off, I can definitely tell a difference now. Do you have the podium mic on? There's not as much echo. It's definitely not as loud, I don't believe, with me talking. That sounds a little better. Might be too loud. That's definitely kind of got a echo in it a little bit. That's not bad there. But I have a little bit of an echo to me when I'm standing here. That's good right there. That's pretty good right there. That's not bad at all. So if we need to cut this mic off, cut the podium mic on, that's not a problem. Everything working good, get that set. And this would be approximately where most of everybody would be. And if I even step up too close, that's a little louder, but it's not crazy. And if it is, somebody could step back a little bit. Normally they're not going to be there but a minute or two, so they can tell if they're too loud, they can back up just a little bit. And if they were going to be there for a while, it could be adjusted, so that's not bad. Turn the lapel mic back on, just in case you get both of them on together. Make sure nothing's crazy happens there. Are they both on together now? I'm standing in front of the podium mic with both of them on. It's definitely louder, but it's not anything crazy, so if that happened, wouldn't be the end of the world. So they're both on. It's definitely louder, but nothing's happening, not getting any feedback. So that's good. That's really good. So that's a little lit there. I don't know if you just turned it up or not, Chip, or which one, but that's louder.
I turned the master up.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely louder. But it got louder, but didn't seem like the echo kind of in my ears is as bad as what it was before. But where is the master set at then now? Is that just below zero? Okay. And now, Ryan, how much adjustment do you have on the camera? I'd like to be able to have the camera set at right about zero and it be good volume so that we could have gain if we needed to for any reason. So if we get both of those set to zero, that would be nice.
Okay, so that will be your fader here. So if you change your send zone fader, let's select it here. Do it again for channel bus 9 through 16. Does it change the camera? No, so you're only using 1 through 8.
That's right.
And it's brought down. So yeah, that's right. So
Does,
if you adjust it up, you can get it more for the camera.
To the camera, but that's where the camera was set right there.
That's right.
So it's
if
above
I adjust it
zero
the way
there.
it's sitting right here, not send on fader, if I bring this down, what's that going to do? All right,
Not-
if I do it at this position right here, it's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, but if you bring it down like that right
There,
there, you're not.
when I hit this, that don't change
That's-
anything
that's
here.
right.
That's just working on this side.
That's right. So
here.
that's all. You bring it out, but just leave it. That's your main. That's right. That won't adjust. It moves those. So put that where you had it.
So that was about 5. So see, I still got some more I can
Right.
get out of that.
So
right here.
now pull your mic down, like this one over here that I'm on right now. Pull that down, right here. Just pull it down.
Well, that's going to adjust your master on everything.
Huh?
And then I'll adjust your master just on that channel 1.
I know, but you know where it is. You see what I'm saying? That's where you want it, right there, right?
Yeah.
Going through the speakers.
That's going to here and to here. That if I adjust that, that's going to adjust everything.
This adjusts everything.
That's,
This just adjusts that one channel.
that's right. But that's what
It
it's saying.
adjusts
Adjust
the
that one
mic,
channel.
But
Adjust
it
the
will
mic.
adjust the
So we
bus.
know where it is.
It'll adjust the bus on everything. The camera, the phone, what goes to the speaker.
That's correct.
That's
yes,
right.
it will. Yeah,
Right,
on the sense on
okay.
fader. But what I'm saying is, yeah, if you pull that down right here, I mean, right there is where we got it. But if you pull it down right there, though, I'm not sure that it'll adjust it on. Leave it alone for a second. Now we hit that. See, that takes it back on the camera, so it actually will not adjust it for your
Hang on.
cameras and all that. That takes it back to where
Keep talking.
it is. So
Keep talking.
that's only going to adjust it. That's only going to adjust it on the main when it's right there. You have to move it on the send zone fader.
That's right.
You have to select on the send zone fader to adjust it there. So you set that right there. Where was the main set at? Right below
Somewhere
zero?
right in there.
Right below zero? Okay, so, and that's right where that is right there. So that's just adjusting the speakers right there. When you select send zone fader, that's taking it up. So you've got the camera, both of them are up, but
So this
you
is
have some
controlling
adjustments. So
how much it's sending.
that's controlling
To
how much
here,
you're sending to the camera,
And this
correct?
is controlling how much this is sending from here to the camera, basically.
If that's how he's had it set up, that's what it should be doing.
Yeah,
You could set those buses up in several different ways.
Yeah, because see, if I change, if I
Yeah,
go to the phone, see that's going to change. You know, he's got a different setting for that.
that's correct, yeah. Yeah, that's,
So that,
when you select that, that's sending it to here. And then this
so
would
this
be
controls
sending
how
it
much
from
it
the-
sends from here to here, and then this controls how much it sends from here out here.
That's correct, yeah. But kind of the way, you know, he explained that the best I remember, kind of the way Chip was explaining that is, you can get, when you get it set the way you want it, when you get all those set the way you want it like that, if you're low on everything, if you move this up right here, it's sending more volume out to every one of those. Well, it's only one. It's only one,
Yeah,
so it
it
don't
would
matter.
be-
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's right,
this
yeah.
would only
If
control
you-
what goes to the camera.
that's correct. Yeah,
But if you had a bus that had more than one on that, you could.
That's correct.
control all
Yeah.
of them.
Mhm. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but there is only one on there
So
right
this
now.
controls, basically, this controls what the mic's bringing in, and then this controls what the board is sending out.
Bet.
Well, this controls your input levels for what you're picking up from
That's
the mic,
right,
like you
yeah.
just said, and this controls what you're sending out, and this also controls out too,
Right.
out to
Yeah.
the speakers, and this
To
is
the
out to your
speakers.
devices.
That's
But then if I
correct.
turn this down, that's not going to control anything going to my camera.
No,
That's
it should
just
not
on the
control. That's
speakers.
exactly right.
That's right. You could
Yeah.
record live and have this all the way down.
That's exactly
That's
right.
right.
And see, we prove that, you know, when we're testing something, sometimes we pull that down and test something in here. We still got these up, we still get our sound through everything else. This is only adjusting what's going out to those speakers out there, so.
And that's all been streaming on that USB 2.0 cable.
Do you know, did you talk to Chip about that cable? Did you ask him anything about that? I mean, do
Yeah,
you know
do you
anything
know-
about those cables and?
Well, you said the
USB
length
cable?
was 10 foot. Is that right?
But that's a 10-foot cable. This is what I just got at Best Buy.
Oh, you
This
got
was like-
another one. Yeah.
This was like $34.
Yeah.
Now,
That's what I was telling them. Some cables are not good.
I know, yeah.
You can buy a bad
but this,
cable.
I mean, this is what was in there. I mean,
He just did it on Cat 5.
Yeah,
no, it's a USB. Now this is a USB 3, and it's actually got an extra part on the end that goes into the thing. If you'll look at it, you can see it out there.
but is this a bulk cable, Ryan, or one that he made? That's a bulk cable. So,
Best Buy had a cable, USB cable that looked like this,
Yeah.
but it was only like 2 feet long. See, you know, when I read, the reason I thought it might would work was I read on the camera, it said it's USB 3, but it's also backwards compatible with USB 2.
getting a little bit of feedback in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been streaming since we got here on that 2.0, and we haven't had any problems.
But we streamed for 45 minutes Sunday with no problems. And then all of a sudden it started having problems. So but what we've been having,
And you're coming in here, right?
yeah.
Is that a USB 2 or 3?
That actually is USB 3 port that it's plugged into.
Okay.
But we've been having major problems with USB camera. It might be the volume that it messes up one day. It might be that it starts being choppy. The video might be the next day. We have HDMI going to that computer over there. We've had zero problem out of the HDMI video at all. But this USB, we've been every single Sunday for the last 4 weeks, there's been some problem with either, whether it was the video or the sound start getting choppy.
The USB can always be an issue, but it sounds like that cable corrected that issue for you.
So what we were thinking, we actually even tried Sunday, we were gonna plug HDMI into that, but we couldn't get it to recognize HDMI. So, I mean, would it be possible that computer doesn't have an HDMI in?
Well, that's going to be an HDMI out.
Well, there's two HDMI ports.
And that's just going to be for video.
Out.
Right, so out to a monitor.
So you can't get HDMI, so.
You can, but you'd have to have a different card to do that. That's just going to be for HDMI for your video, for streaming out to another controller or whatever.
Right, so that's what I'm saying.
See, look right here.
Are you saying most computers like that won't have an HDMI in?
Right, so this port, I guess this is that should be a video. Right, so there's a HDMI mini right here.
Yeah.
Now right here, there's another HDMI port right here.
That's your embedded video card on the motherboard. So you could have two displays on this computer.
Okay, so that's HDMI out there. Okay.
That's right. That's what that is. See, this is an added card for video upgrade. And then this is just your embedded video card, which would be slower than this one is.
Okay.
But you could set up two monitors with this by using that one and that one.
I got you. All right.
So if that continues to be a problem,
I don't think you'll have any problem with that USB now.
you don't think, so you think it's probably the cord?
I've had a lot of issues with cords.
Okay. Well, and I mean, because for a while we thought it was the computer. I mean, but literally, you come in and unplug the cord and plug it back in, and it just clear it up.
Yeah. Although some
So we thought it
devices
was
say USB
ports.
3.0, they might not support it. Could be even that camera, they need a firmware upgrade or something. That's the reason it's might not supporting the 3.0. So now you're using that USB 2. And it's
Well,
scaling it down.
Is that a 2?
This cord is actually a 2.0.
2, okay, I thought you said it was 3. That's a 2.0 cord, okay.
Now they
Most of your
had a
3.0s are
3.0 cord there, but it was only like 2 feet long.
I got you.
Most
okay.
of your 3.0s are blue.
Okay. But that should be the better cord.
Well, yeah,
Faster.
technically you would think 3.0 is better because it gives you a faster
Yeah.
output and input. But with this device, it might just not handle 3. Even though it says 3 on there, like I said, there might be a firmware upgrade that you would have to put on the camera to make it run to 3.0 better. Because you'll have issues like that's what firmware does. It does. It makes the software for the hardware work better. But if it's working, I wouldn't touch it because it's doing exactly what you want it to do. Don't mess with it. You know, just leave it alone.
Well, that's, other than, yeah, we need to reroute it,
But that's how you set up your channels to get your gains. And after I see it now, I was like, oh yeah, that's why you're having issues. You don't have anywhere to move.
getting a little bit of feedback in that just for a second there.
Well, you shouldn't have feedback in here.
I know, but what? Did y'all notice?
Where's your receiver at?
Right here.
For the,
So when I,
Receiver is up at the.
oh yeah.
that
so
might
the
be the
top.
reason you're cutting out if you're going.
Okay, yeah, because our receiver's up there, yeah.
It's losing the reception.
Losing
Yeah.
signal, yeah. So it's popping in and out.
The receiver's up there, yes. Okay.
So now you would do the same thing for every other instrument you want to set the gains.
And one thing too, Brad, he was saying, those handheld mics, those are not designed to pick up instruments.
What happens is
Right, yeah.
that's a vocal mic,
yeah,
so
that's-
it picks up everything around it.
That's right,
An instrument mic is directional, so it picks up everything that's pointing at.
yeah. Yeah, Ken told me that too.
But
The best instrument mic.
your
you can get is a
recommendation would
SM57.
be not to get an instrument mic, just use a different instrument.
I would do something you can do a direct output.
Yeah, I'll totally agree with
I
that.
swear, if you catch the drift.
I told you earlier different, but I knew where you were going. So yeah, I said, yeah, that's right. You know what that is, don't you?
Uh-uh.
You got 2 mics on, don't you? You got a podium mic.
Yeah.
Speaking of the speaker, turn the podium mic off and you won't get that.
It's picking up what?
So when you're talking, it's sending it back through the podium again and it's giving you feedback. Because beforehand, when you were setting the gain, you had volume from.
Okay.
So that's stopping the volume from going back to the might want to turn it back a little bit. And then turn the volume. You understand?
Yeah.
You're more time if you have the mic on, but if you have it on, you're not going to get any feedback.
Right.
You can talk as much as you want to, and nothing will come out of this because it's beautifully coming out to your main channel.
Yeah.
But then when you turn it on, you can get it.
Getting feedback from the speakers.
Right. Is the podium or the organ on?
Organ mic.
The organ mic is on, but I don't know if the organ itself is switched on. But Ryan, I mean, could that interfere with anything, Chip? The organ itself being turned on?
No.
So, it's not necessarily. Doesn't really turn that on then.
And see, even
Sorry.
this speaker like it is, you're going to get a lot of foot noise
Yeah.
with using this because it's pointing down.
Yeah, we turn that mic on. We only turn that mic on when the music is playing. When they stop their music, we turn the mic on.
Listen, man, they're not to hold this, but this should be like this. It shouldn't be pointing down like that. This is
Do you think I was hitting because of that speaker?
yeah. And you're getting closer to this speaker. So when you're testing with this, if he's going to move around, have him walk around like that and test in front of the speakers, turn around. If you think
Yeah.
he's going to turn here and look toward the congregation on this side, have Brandon turn this way and talk, and then pull your gains down if it needs to, because
Yeah. I walked all around a while ago, but see, it's. Yeah, I can hear it right now too.
if
You
you're not
hear
going
it?
to face the speaker,
turn
but if
around
you
like
think
this.
you do, then turn the gain down, or just tell your dad, don't
Well,
come
like-
up here and turn toward the speaker like
Right.
that. But even me, my body is
I was gonna say, is that because
sending it back.
Okay, because a
volume.
while ago before, yeah, I walked all around here and I wasn't getting anything, but
Everything controls
Yeah.
volume. If you've got singers standing right here, that could bounce your volume back, and you might need to bring the gain down.
I got you. You're gonna probably have to pull that gain down some, Ryan, because it's getting some feedback
Pull your
in here.
gain back, but you still at zero, below zero on that one input, right?
Because he,
So then you can come up with the, and now you shouldn't get any gain once you bring the gain back. You shouldn't get any feedback once you bring that gain back, and then bring the volume up on that one.
volume
channel.
bring up on the one channel, yeah. Because right now, huh? Yeah, right now, not getting much of anything. That's better. Yeah,
But you still
On
can bring
7.
the volume a little bit, right?
We still got more volume.
so
On
that
one channel.
that gain's very low then on the lapel mic then, real low. So that's good. But we got good sound. It's not doing anything here, but yeah, when he, well, there it goes.
You're going to have to turn the gain down if that's where your volume needs to be.
So, what is that? But it's very loud in here right now. I mean, I don't know how much,
And then your master
Yeah.
output can control it too. So
but that's still getting a little bit. You're still, I don't know if you can hear it there, but to me it sounds like you're still getting a little bit of, still getting some in that. So turn that down. You turn the volume or turn the gain down slightly. That doesn't sound like it's too bad right there. But need to be sure that it's good here, because this is where, of course, we would mute this mic, but still, with the mic muted, Chip, with the mic muted, it would still cause the feedback if the mic's on up here, wouldn't it? Or would it?
They're both on now.
Right.
If you mute that mic on the main,
Yeah.
it's
But
gonna cut off what's picking up.
well, it's going to pick up. Well, that's true, because Sunday when that happened, when we muted it, it cut it off. So yeah, it cut it off through the speakers. But yeah, it's plenty loud here as well. I mean, it's plenty loud. Getting plenty of volume. It's plenty loud right here. Yeah. Sounds plenty plenty loud. We're not getting any feedback right here, right now. There was just a little bit. Get it just a little. Yeah, just a little bit right there. But he stands back in this corner. Yeah, getting some there. When the congregation sings, he stands back over here. But this mic will be muted when he's doing that too. So if it is causing a little bit, it should be muted anyway. So that should cut it out. So shouldn't be a big problem, I don't think. Just have to do some fine tuning. That sounds really good there. I'm not getting anything. Is that loud enough back there, Chip? A little bit low?
The doors will be closed to hold your body in too.
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, the doors will be closed. That'll help hold it in. But it sounds, I mean, I can hear myself in the speakers, so it sounds here as loud as it normally would. That appears to be plenty loud there, Chip. Did you turn it up a little bit?
I brought the volume up. I brought the gain up. Brought the
Volume up?
I brought the level down a lot. Brought the gain up and then cracked up the volume just a little bit each time to see where.
You brought the level down on the main you're talking about? Yeah.
On the one channel.
Oh, on the one channel, okay.
Bring the level down, bring the gain up, give you enough gain, room to play.
Yeah.
Slide the volume.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty good there. That don't sound bad at all to me. That's plenty loud. I think that's very loud up here. I don't know what it sounds like back there, but appears to be plenty of volume. Yeah, that's a lot of volume right there. And I'm right up in here close to the speaker. They're getting a little bit in there though. That's too much gain there. You had it about right a while ago, Chip. That's got a little bit too much in there still. Probably need to bring it back down just a little bit. That seems to be okay. I think that's pretty decent right there. Not getting a lot of feedback. That's pretty good. Is that?
And like I said, everything's going to affect people in the church.
Right.
People up front singing is going to affect it. You're going to have to constantly be messing with that. You know, but once you get, I would say for a month, once
Yeah.
you get it, because your church service is probably about typically the same.
Oh yeah, they don't vary hardly at all. Yeah. So I mean, there's.
If it's that way, then what you want to do is get it set up that if people look in your window, it obviously help out a lot.
Yeah.
That way you can adjust it while you're doing it.
Yeah.
If you've got a guy singing and you can't hear him, you can adjust it then at that point. Right?
Yeah. Okay. What does that sound like in those headphones, Ryan, up front, with the volume for the phone set to where it is? That way you can get a decent indication Sunday if that's set right. If you just put the headphones on and check it, it'll also give you a pretty good idea if that volume is about the same as to where it was. Because right now, that's kind of the only, like, if them doors shut and with that window shut there, you don't have any real good way of testing other than if you put them headphones on, you can hear what's coming through. And so if you get that volume set the way you want it, at least you know you're close. Talk, okay. I about talked enough. Don't have much more to talk about. You good? Do what? All right, we won't be talking about that. Nobody knows who that is except for you. I don't even know that I know who it was. I was just repeating what I heard.
this mic stand is not holding this good. It's on. Sure, that won't tighten. It's just no. See, you can't tighten it. It's just not the right hold for this mic. It's just too much pressure.
What if we do this? Get it centered, Chip. Here we go.
You could get
That'll be balanced better right there.
yeah, you could get a